Hey everyone, we are headed to the great neighborhood of Queen Anne. Today, I'm gonna take you on a tour of a new condo that I had listed in the historic and iconic neighborhood of Queen Anne here in Seattle. Queen Anne is one of the most well-known neighborhoods in the city. It is full of historic homes, but it also has historic condos, which you'll see today, and now it has a mix of townhomes as well. This is a great example of a condo that is under $500,000. It was listed at $499,000. We sold it for $490,000. It's hovering right around 700 square feet. It's one bed, one bath, and it came with one parking spot. The condo itself is amazing, and you're gonna see exactly why when we go on this tour, but it does lack a few things. Now, with the historic building, there are some things you need to watch out for that you'll see in the tour. It also lacks a washer and dryer in unit. It does not have that, and historic buildings don't typically have a lot of amenities either. So you're trading that charm of the building for the amenity-rich buildings that are brand new. So you don't have that in this building, but you'll get to see exactly why it is so charming. The benefit of an older building like this is 700 square feet is really large for a one-bedroom place. You have a full walk-in closet. You have a full kitchen with an eat-in nook where you could eat breakfast. You could set up your work-from-home station, things like that. So it is a really awesome spot for stuff like that. And it gives you a lot of versatility in what you want to do with the space. This is a great neighborhood where a person could land if they're first coming to Seattle and they're just starting their journey here, especially if you want to be around things like art, nightlife. Queen Anne has Climate Pledge Arena, which Jeff Bezos just put money into a remodel, which is an awesome venue where the NHL is and the WNBA is. It also has the Seattle Symphony, the Seattle Ballet, and various other art productions down in Lower Queen Anne. Now, Lower Queen Anne is the lower half of the hill, which you'll hear in the tour. There is also an upper half called Upper Queen Anne, where Queen Anne Ave runs right through it. Has a lot of shops and restaurants, but it is a bit more residential than Lower Queen Anne, which we're going to today. So you'll see exactly what's great about this condo in the tour. I can't wait for you to follow along, so stay tuned. Here we go. Hey everyone, it's Brennen and Clouse again here in Seattle in the neighborhood of Queen Anne, and I want to take you on a tour of this one-bedroom condo. Come on in. Okay, so we're here in the neighborhood of Queen Anne. We're actually in Lower Queen Anne, which just refers to the lower half of the hill. We're actually on the southwestern slope of Queen Anne Hill, which is amazing, and that's what you'll see as you walk into this room. So come on in. Of course, you can see behind me the most spectacular part of this condo is obviously the view. So we have views of the water here. We are actually in the top floor corner unit, so it feels sort of like a penthouse unit for this building. Although this building is much older, it was built in the early 1900s, so it does have a lot more charm than some of the newer and more modern buildings, and that's very common for a condo in the Queen Anne neighborhood. There aren't as many new buildings, it's a lot of older buildings, a lot of short buildings. There's not as many high rises, just because of the zoning in this neighborhood. It can't be built as tall as something like a building downtown, for example. So this is a great room. Obviously you have the view, it's nice and open. The best part about this is obviously you can see the water, you can see the grain elevator here behind us that fills up the ships as they come in, which is pretty amazing. This is one of the only ones I know of anyway in Seattle. So you have the ships here and they would come into port and obviously get filled up if they're transporting grains or some other material like that. And then beyond the grain bin, you can obviously see the Olympic Mountains, which is amazing. And this is really what Seattle is known for. You see water, you see the city right along the water, and that's what Seattle's known for. And that's why this is a very iconic Seattle condo, because you get all of those views, which are amazing, and you get to see the water so much, which is a great reason to live in Seattle, in my opinion. Okay, so if you come around this way, you'll see the kitchen. Of course, this is a more historic building, so you have a lot of charm here. It's not as big. The layout does feel open, but there's still this wall dividing the kitchen and the living space. So you have a little tiny eat-in nook here, which is good if you want to have breakfast, or the previous owner actually had an office set up in here, which you could use in that way. Now, this kitchen is updated, obviously, from the original. It's quite nice hardware and cabinetry here, as well as nice new countertops. So this kitchen actually gives you a lot more space than a regular condo of this age might give you, because it gives you countertop space on both sides, gives you the ability to be able to cook in here with one or more people, and be able to actually make a full meal, and you have everything you need in this space. So it's pretty awesome. It's nice. Again, the view is pretty amazing. So every view in this condo, every room in this condo has a view of the water, which is pretty spectacular here in Seattle, and a big reason people would want to live here. So let's go on into the bedroom so we can take a look at that. It's a little under 700 square feet, so you do get quite a lot of space. This bedroom is actually pretty big for a one-bedroom condo. Now, of course, because this is an older building, the walls are probably made of plaster. The thing about older buildings is you have fewer outlets around the rooms because they didn't have as many devices back then when they built them, and it is harder to remodel because of the plaster walls. But the great thing about this room is that you have a huge open space. So you could have a home office in here. You could definitely fit a king size bed in here if you wanted. And again, you have amazing views of the water. Here, actually, the owner would sometimes switch the orientation of their bed and actually have their bed face this way, because you can actually see Mount Rainier, which is the other amazing view that people want in Seattle. They want to be able to see the water or Mount Rainier. Obviously, mountains or water are amazing, very desirable. And this being the top floor unit, another benefit to this is actually that you don't have anyone above you. So we're in an older building. Older buildings do squeak and creak a little bit more, but here in this building, what's really great is you don't have anyone above you. You are allowed to have pets in this building, and there is no rental cap. So you're able to have those four-legged friends, and you could rent out your unit after you live here if you wanted to. So this could be great for investors as well as someone who might want to live here. Now, the other benefit about this great bedroom is that you have a full-size walk-in closet, which is pretty awesome. Not a lot of one bedrooms have that walk-in space, so that also could be converted to an office, for example, if you wanted it to be. So let's take a look at the bathroom before we finish this tour. Here, we're back at the front door. This is the entryway to the closet that we talked about. That's a walk-in, so you could use it as a coat closet as well. And then if you follow me in here, this door actually was from a previous unit. They used to be combined, so that's been sealed off. But this is the bathroom space. Now, in this unit, there is no washer and dryer because it's an older building. The plumbing won't allow for it. They do have a laundry room in the basement, but here you can see there is a full-size bathroom. So you get all of the amenities of the bathroom, and then again, the view out of the bathroom window, which is pretty amazing. And again, just gives you another reason that this condo is so amazing. Here, it's a great entryway if you want. You could put a coat closet here. It is plumbed to move the sink over if you wanted to do that, meaning that the current owner, they actually moved some plumbing here, so you could actually take the sink out of the main bathroom and move it into here. So there are some options there if you wanted to change it around. So let's head back to the main room where you can enjoy that view. So here we are in the main room. Again, the iconic view. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're on the southwestern slope of Queen Anne. So Queen Anne is a hill. There's the top of Queen Anne, the bottom of Queen Anne. So we're kind of on the slope of the southwestern side towards the bottom of Queen Anne. Now, one of the best parts about this, obviously, is the view. Some of the biggest houses and most historic homes are built on this slope of Queen Anne because they have those huge, amazing views. And that makes them really expensive, obviously. Now, the other thing about this area is that you can walk directly to the sculpture park, which is again an extension of the Seattle Art Museum. They have a park along the water where you can walk. There are some sculptures out there. It's very pretty, very dog friendly, a lot of dogs out there. There's actually trails that go through the sculpture park all the way up into North Seattle. So it is very popular as well for biking, walking, rollerblading, anything like that. And in the summer, you'll see a ton of people out there in the in the sculpture park. Now, the other great thing about Lower Queen Anne is that you have everything here. Again, it's bordered on the south by Belltown, and on the north, it's bordered by water. But you also have the Expedia campus right here in Inner Bay, which is on the west side of Queen Anne. So you might have Expedia workers, but a lot of Amazon workers also live in Queen Anne because it's super easy to get from Queen Anne into South Lake Union. So you do have a lot of availability availability. There's a lot of transit here as well. And there's tons of dining options, drinking options, cafes, grocery stores. Everything is in Lower Queen Anne that you would need. And you also have a lot of arts at the bottom of Queen Anne. So you do have some art venues that you can go to. The Seattle Opera, as well as the Symphony, plays in Lower Queen Anne. And then you also have the new Climate Pledge Arena in Lower Queen Anne. And this is where, obviously you might know, Jeff Bezos took the old arena and redid it. And now it's called Climate Pledge Arena, and it's where the new NHL team for Seattle, the Kraken, play. So there's a lot of different options here. There are even concerts in that arena as well. It's really super nice, nicely remodeled. So there's a ton of stuff to do here. It just makes this location really great. And when you get a view like this, I mean, you can't help but live here. And to be honest, I'd want to stay here all the time just to check out this view. But when you do go out, you have a lot of different options. And this condo is listed just a smidge below 500,000. It's almost 700 square feet. So it's a pretty good option in the city. It comes with one parking spot. So you have a lot of amenities here that you can utilize. So thanks for coming along for this tour today. It was great having you, and I hope you'll join me for the next tour. So there you have it. That was the condo tour. I'm so happy that you were able to join me. Hopefully you got a few nuggets in there about what it's like to live in an older, more historic building, and you got to see that amazing view, which was so awesome. That view is not normal necessarily in an older building like this, especially because there are typically smaller windows. You're usually not on the top floor. This had expansive views, top floor, large windows, which isn't always the case for older buildings. Something you want to be careful about when buying real estate is, what are your neighbors going to be like? It's something that we do have to think about. So especially being on the top floor like in this unit can be really great, because then you don't have to worry about what sort of noise is going on above you, which is important, especially if you're a light sleeper or if you don't like hearing your neighbors above you. Now, the location, as I said before, is just spectacular in this area. You can really access downtown Seattle, South Lake Union, and Belltown really easily from Queen Anne, but you can also go up to Upper Queen Anne. That's where a lot of the shops and restaurants are. It's a bit more residential, but you have everything you need, like Trader Joe's. You have other grocery stores, shops, restaurants, bookstores, those sorts of things. So really great neighborhood. Again, this is the perfect spot to land if you're first coming to Seattle. This is really an introductory condo. It's awesome also for investors if you are interested in taking that space and renting it out. It could be a great investment as well. Again, this one started at $499,000. It's sold for $490,000 to a great new buyer who's going to take great care of it. So this just gives you a little taste of what the $500,000 mark gets you in Seattle, those expansive water views, which is amazing. One of the best reasons for sure to live in this city. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. I can't wait to take you on the next tour. If there are types of architecture or price points that you want to see in Seattle, please let me know by commenting below. I want to make sure that I'm providing some value to get you exactly what you're looking for and show you a little bit more about Seattle. Or if you want other topics, I'd love to provide those too. So be sure to let me know what you're looking for and I will make a video about it. As always, we'll have a video every Wednesday out for you, so get ready for that. And I hope you'll like and subscribe to my channel and follow along for the rest. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all again soon.